Hey everybody, this is Erin Carlisle Renville here. Just wanted to come on before I start a live feed. I've decided to try to record it to the best of my ability, the live feeds that I do to Instagram and Facebook, and to be able to post it up here on the YouTube channel that I have, just to give people some enlightenment, to give people some guidance, and maybe to receive some things that they can also connect with. And also just to promote any type of awareness or questions that people might have that they might want to ask me privately. You can always reach me at erinrenville.com. I have everything listed up there that you can find me on Instagram at relative_channels, also on Facebook at relative channels, and the phone number that you can reach me at is 757-839-1533. All right, I'm going to get started here in just a second. Now, the way that this goes on Instagram, it's on live, so many of the questions that are going to be asked up here, you won't be able to see. You won't be able to see the people, obviously, the way that this is done. And unfortunately, since I don't have the minimum requirement now for the live feed as of yet, I can't do the lives up here on my YouTube channel. So as you're seeing it, I'll probably be saying the person's name, and that way you can connect it. But basically what I'm doing is I'm giving them messages as they are saying hello and as they're logging on to my live. That way I connect with them and I give them whatever information comes to me, and I respond to them in the way that they need to receive it. So it's exactly how I do my readings. I don't ask for any information except for maybe your first name, just so I can ask the divine what exactly they need to hear. But that's pretty much how this works. I don't need any other information. I just connect to that energy, that spirit, that soul, and I just keep it moving. All right? I hope you guys enjoy this. I am logging on now. Hey everybody, Erin here. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm going to be starting my live feed. I just wanted to get an early start because I'm also recording this on my YouTube channel. Hey Tamika, how you doing? Rose Maria, Brianna, Rose Maria, hey. So I wanted to get up here, probably going to be up here for about 30 minutes tonight, and I wanted to do kind of a question answer. So switching things up just a little bit. If you'd like to ask me one question whenever that person connects with me, I'll just be responding. I can't do it to everybody, obviously, but as it comes forward, that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be starting to connect here in just a minute. Just to get started, there's been so much going on since I last came up on a live feed, and there's so many passionate things that people have been talking about on Instagram and on Facebook and on news, which I don't watch. And so I was going to address a couple of things, universally speaking, to kind of give some insight on some things with people when they ask me about how do you stay in peace with just life as a human being and how I deal with things. And I wanted to bring up, there's a lot of passionate issues going on about Kobe Bryant, obviously. Everybody knows this. And with Gail and her interview, and then of course Snoop Dogg and all these other things that had occurred within the last week or so. There's a lot of negativity out here, you guys, and whenever I'm up here, I always think to myself, well, gosh, what if somebody comes up here and they start, thinking negative or pointing any negativity out? And all I want to tell you guys is, in life, everything that I'm saying to you, I really, really try my best to show you guys how to live in the way that I know you guys can stay in peace, but also promoting that it takes discipline and it takes awareness. Awareness meaning that even when you're disturbed or upset about what other people do, that should not take away from your kindness and from your love. And if you're not responding with love, even if someone has done something that is inappropriate or out of anger, then really and truthfully, no matter what it is, you need to send them love. You need to send them prayer. If someone does something wrong to you, the worst thing that you can do for yourself is to engage in something that is negative and not from a loving space. It will hurt you more. Your words, your thoughts, your actions will hurt you more than feeding it love. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but when I've been asked my opinion or if I've given it, I literally have said, you know, Kobe would shake his head at the stuff that people are saying, whether they're for him or, you know, they weren't. You know, when you pass on into the light, into that light, you don't have room for that anger. You know, you don't. And so you don't want anybody else living life like that or holding on to it. He would literally be saying, you know, peace, just peace, okay? Like, let's be loving to each other. People make mistakes. So, I know it's hard, especially when you're younger or when you're going through financial difficulties, family difficulties, but I'm telling you, you will get more peace. You will get so much farther in life if you come from the perspective that love will conquer everything. And it's not easy by any means. It is not. But in the end, it wins. You know, it really does. So my whole speech on that is just kind of to bring that to you guys, because I know that a lot of the times when people come to me, a lot of kids have been coming to me saying, how do I cope with this? And I love answering those questions. When people in general ask me, well, how do I cope with that? You said this, how do I deal with that? I don't mind giving out that guidance. I don't mind responding to that because it's peace. You know, it creates peace, and also it reminds me how to do it, because I'm not perfect. None of us are. And so we have to remember that even when people ask silly questions or say stupid things or use disrespectful words, if you will, even if they're as offensive as can be, these people can be coming from a very ignorant place and not know any better. Even though we might think they do, they might not. So, always living as an example. All right. Live as the example that you want to be set. And I don't care how young you are, you can teach somebody. You can teach somebody. You can teach your parents. You can teach your grandparents. You can teach other people. They might not tell you that they learned, but you can still teach. They don't have to tell you that you did it in order to actually have achieved your goal. You achieve it with silence sometimes. All right, let me get started here. Let's see. Oh, and I'm posting this. It's probably not going to look nearly the same, but I'm posting this on my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already subscribed, I have a couple videos up there. I put them up there as things come up, and it's under my first and last name, under Erin Renville. It's Renvyle is my last name. If you go up there, I'm recording this to go up there. All right, Adoriana. What's your first name, hun? Adoriana. We all need to learn it. We're always in process. It's about remembering these things. When you can start to learn when you're getting upset, being consciously aware that I am getting upset, and you already have tools in your tool belt to go to try to get yourself fixed. Tariana is how I pronounce your name, I guess. Tariana. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do Tariana, so let me have her energy be fueled through me really quick, and then I can move on to the next person. Holy Spirit, I welcome you into my spirit. I welcome you into my soul. Please let me be able to provide Tariana with the best enlightenment for her greatest and highest good, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. In your loving name I pray. Amen. All right, Tariana, you have, it feels like a grandmother, and she's stepping up and she's embracing you. I feel like you've dealt with some type of a serious or traumatic loss of some sort. She's just embracing you and holding you, and she's telling me to let you know that it's gonna be okay. It's almost as though she's saying no matter how hard something gets, no matter how painful it is, you always have to keep moving forward. So I don't know exactly what this issue is because she's not going into depths about it, but it does feel like it's connected to someone that you might have been in a relationship with as well. I mean, there's a couple different things that she's bringing up, but I would just say you need to know that she is in your corner. She's very present with you, and you are being helped spiritually. This would have been on your mother's side. She's showing me something to do with her throat. So hopefully that makes sense to you. This would have been a grandmother that definitely knew who you were. Definitely. I don't know if she is all the way past. She might still be an in and out phase. I'm not quite sure because her energy is pretty high, but I would venture to say that she's passed on. And she did show me something with the throat, but she just wants you to know that she's present with you in home, and that your mother might not be able to communicate with you very well about this issue, but that's because she feels like she told you so. Okay, so your mom might not be 100% being able to communicate with you, sweetheart, but know and understand that it's because your mom she's also been put through the ringer for certain things in the same area. I really want to say this is dealing with relationships, and your mom gets frustrated. Your mom gets very frustrated with you, and she wants the best for you. So it's not from a negative space, but from a loving space that, sometimes we get frustrated when we don't want our loved ones to go through things. And we might have felt, even though it might not be our fault, that it is our fault that we caused that pain and that we could have done more to protect the people that we love. And so just know that, she loves you. Your grandmother loves you so, so much. I mean, like I said, she is embracing you. Like, she is full on. The minute I connected with you, I saw this older woman go up and just grab you and be like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And she just hugged you and squeezed you so tight. So she's definitely with you, okay, honey? That's the message that I have for you. Just know that you are protected and you are loved, and just call upon her whenever you need any assistance, all right? Let me see here. I know a couple people had put their names up here. Rosa Marie. All right. What's up, Amanda? Let's see. Rosa Marie. I'm going to connect with you. You're very welcome, Tariana. You're very welcome. All right. Rosa Marie, Holy Spirit, I welcome you into my spirit. I welcome you into my soul. Please assist me with providing Rosa Marie with the best information that I can possibly give her that she needs to hear mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Rosa Marie, there's a warning of some sort that you need to be mindful of. There's some type of a male entity that it's a person that's living, and it's definitely a male that you're around a lot. You really need to be mindful of not allowing this individual to bulldoze you. It feels very, very abusive. I'm not quite sure if it's an emotional thing or if it's a physical thing. It feels like a battering ram. And I just want you to not feel as though you have to settle or feel that you deserve to be stuck in a situation. It's definitely, I'm definitely hearing this is one of those things where you really have to choose how you want to be treated. You know, we all deserve to feel love, but in order to receive that true blessing of the true love that we deserve, we have to have it in us. We have to build that love muscle for ourselves. And that doesn't mean that we need to be jerks about it, but that means that we have higher standards. And what I've received when it comes to you is that you don't have the standard level to which you deserve. And so you really need to raise that bar, because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is I don't feel good about it. It almost makes me feel a little sick to my stomach that, I know what it feels like to be in a very emotionally abusive relationship and physically abusive, to be honest. And I worry for you about this. Okay. There's a situation that keeps coming up that I'm being told about, and it makes me a little emotional because, and that's how I know this is true for you. When I was in college, I dated someone and I fell in love with him instantly. And he threw a full keg down a flight of stairs at me. And I was wearing high heels and I hadn't even made it to the bottom of the steps. And, hadn't done anything. He just saw me talking to a bunch of his fraternity brothers. He was drunk, but he literally pushed a full-blown keg down the stairs at me. And luckily I made it down the stairs in time to get out of the way. That makes sense. So you're married to him, and I just want you to be safe. Okay? I really just want you to be safe, because this person is not mentally stable. And so not operating out of fear, but finding the strength to be able to say, I'm not his keeper, and you need to protect you and yours. All right. If you need help, there is no reason why you should not or should at all shame yourself for doing what you've been doing. Yeah. I kind of sensed you had other obligations there. But to say that he won't let you, sweetheart, I've been there and I get it. The best option that I can tell you is you have people up here and people that do know other people that will help anonymously. And at the end of the day, I dealt with a man that didn't want any part with his child. When I gave birth to her, he left me 5 months pregnant. And I'm going to tell you something. God is so powerful. I didn't need him in my life. I wouldn't want him to be a part of her life until he was stable. And so you can desire a thing and you can say, well, I can't do this. But at the end of the day, when there's a will, there is a way. And I would hate for you to feel like you're stuck when there are so many opportunities, honey. Don't allow him to get into your head and to make you feel like you won't be able to make it, because you will. You will. And you know why you will? Is because of those babies. And if he's mistreating you, he's mistreating those babies. So if not for you, then for them. That's not the life that you chose for them. And I know that you fell in love with him on a different premise. But now is the time, because if not, what are you going to do if you're not around and he's left with those babies? I love you, but sometimes it takes sacrifice. And sometimes the sacrifice isn't physical. Sometimes the sacrifice is mental. And I'm just going to pray for you. And like I said, there's people up here. I understand. I know you haven't. You've been fighting it in silence. You've been fighting it in silence.